We are here today to draw attention to the burgeoning specter of human trafficking and the depravity of Palm Beach County sex trade. Recently, the Palm Beach Post, as you have heard, did an expose revealing the illicit practice that is being driven in the dark shadows of some of West Palm Beach's nightclubs. The Post reported that two women, sisters, were lured here from Honduras under the false pretense that they would work as house cleaners and babysitters, only to find out later that they were brought here to participate in Palm Beach County's incipient sex trade. The two sisters were smuggled into the United States and told they must work to pay back the costs for conveyance to cross the border and subsequently be transported to South Florida. The ladies suffered the humiliation of being made to don risque clothing and makeup and dance while men groped their breasts and grabbed between their legs. When one of the girls said she did not feel comfortable with this collusion, they were reminded of their debt and were then driven into abeyance. The girls were paid by customers and were forced to drink large amounts of alcohol, according to an FBI affidavit. Experts in law enforcement on the subject of human trafficking have expressed their doubts that these two sisters were the only women victimized at these clubs in Palm Beach County. Records and interviews indicate one of the operators with a criminal record was able to obtain a liquor license by simply having family members to sign for him. No doubt, if state and county offices would have cross-referenced this individual who was running multiple establishments, they would have found because of his felony records, he was not allowed to run an establishment of this ilk. As police calls to the clubs mounted, a combined 303 complaints were lodged in 2009, and the self-proclaimed owner of these strip clubs hired 4 off-duty Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputies for, quote, crowd control, agreeing to pay the County Sheriff's Department as much as $1,420 per weekend. One deputy stationed outside a club that wasn't identified in the sex trafficking investigation reported seeing women scantily dressed disappear from the club's parking lot, holding hands with men, only to shortly reappear to the establishment alone. We are here today to appeal to the governor's office to appoint a special prosecutor to investigate what went wrong in the State Division of Alcohol, Beverages, and Tobacco. I am personally appealing to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department to clean up Palm Beach County. This is a cancer upon our community, and this must be a priority, or priority 1 in the county purge. And to the Palm Beach County Inspector General, Cheryl G. Steckler, we're asking you to conduct an investigation to see if any county employees engaged in fraud, waste, mismanagement, misconduct, or any other abuse in connection with these nightclubs. Ladies and gentlemen, this is nothing short of exploitation of women. It is degrading and vitiating, and we need to show our entire community that this will not be tolerated even for 1 minute. We want this community to be free from the blot of human trafficking in any form whatsoever. This is the Pandora's box of moral turpitude. Human trafficking and the sex trade are human rights violations, and we will not turn our heads until this blight has been eradicated from our community. This, sadly, is part of a larger narrative that is sweeping our nation. And immigrants are not the only victims of this insidious practice. This is endemic to our own cities. Our own young ladies have been lured over the internet to disconnect from their family and give place to the quartermasters of evil with their dragon lust, who try to compel them to leave their families and meet them in strange and far-off cities. The sad end of this story is that the reason this whole sordid affair came to light is because one of these sisters became pregnant and was considered untenable to the traffickers. I would like to end my statement by asking, how much is a woman's life worth? Again, let me repeat, how much is a woman's life worth? That is why we are here, and that is the question that we would like to ask to the leadership, not only of the state, but also of the county in particular. I thank you very much for your patience with me, and now I'd like to ask one of my dear friends and confidants, Shahid Freeman, to come up, if he would, and make a few statements on this subject. Shahid, please.
First, I would like to thank you, Pastor, for taking the initiative to have all of these people come here today and face our government, our judicial system, and all our leadership. This is a tragedy that women can be brought to this country and mistreated in such a manner. We are saddened that in Palm Beach County that we have such a stain on our hand, but we're proud of the fact, though, that God has inspired good men and women to stand up and look at the giant and say, you must do your job. I'm proud of what I'm seeing happen in Palm Beach County on these steps today, because this is what it's going to take for those in the right places and high places to do their jobs and treat everybody within the borders of this United States with a civilized manner. That's what America is all about. We're not a Tea Party nation. We're a nation that cares about all people. And I am very proud that leadership is coming from a man of God and strong women and men that are willing to stand and say it must stop. Thank you so very much, Pastor.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Thank you, Shahid.
Right, well.
Thank you. And last, I'm going to ask one of my associates to come up, and he's going to close the press conference, Reverend Mark Kolcheski. Reverend Kolcheski, would you come?
Thank you very much for your time today. And as has been mentioned, we believe that God created all men equal, all women equally, all peoples equally. We're standing today against the exploitation of women, against exploitation of any individual, particularly as it relates to the sex trafficking, sex slavery, prostitution. As a concerned community, we believe we must take a stand. That's why we're here today, to take a stand and once again to ask our elected representatives who are called to serve the community, who are called to protect the community, to please do their jobs, to please do their due diligence, to not overlook any allegations of abuse or misconduct or illegal activity, but to investigate these matters so that we can have a appointed leadership that is has a good reputation, that has approval of the community, and that once again is serving the best interests of Palm Beach County. So thank you once again, and we ask for all your support. We ask for the community to rally around those who are taking this stand, rally around our elected leadership who is saying no to the trafficking of individuals, sex trafficking, prostitution, to say no to this in Palm Beach County, as not only here, but the rest of our country and the world. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you again for being here. This will end our press conference. We thank you for your time and your forbearance.